Okay, here's the thing, we've all heard that sitting too much is bad for our health, but a new study just dropped some seriously unsettling news. Turns out, if you're binge-watching your favorite shows for hours every day, you might literally be shrinking your brain. Wait, what? Let me explain, and yeah, this is going to hit hard for all of us who've ever used Netflix and chill as a lifestyle. So here's the setup. Researchers followed over 1,700 people for 25 years. They asked them how often they watched TV in midlife, then scanned their brains decades later. The results. Those who said they watched TV very often had smaller brain volumes in areas linked to language, thinking, and, get this, Alzheimer's disease. And their brains also showed more white matter damage, which is like a warning light for cognitive decline. Heavy, right? But wait, before we all panic and toss our remotes out the window, let's unpack this. Because the study also found something totally counterintuitive. Sitting at work didn't have the same effect. Which makes zero sense if you're thinking, wait, isn't sitting just sitting? But here's where it gets fascinating. Dr. Lena Wen, a CNN expert, points out that work isn't just about sitting, it's about mental engagement. Answering emails, solving problems, talking to coworkers. That's brain fuel. TV, though. It's a one-way street. You're passively absorbing content, not processing or creating. And that distinction. It might be the key to understanding why one sedentary habit harms your brain and another doesn't. Now, let me geek out for a second on what this really means. The study didn't prove causation, so we can't say TV directly damages your brain. But what it suggests is a pattern. Passive screen time might be a symptom of a bigger problem. Think about it. If you're zoning out for 4+ hours a day watching reality TV, what are you not doing? Exercising? Reading? Learning a skill? Socializing? Those activities aren't just distractions, they're the ones that build cognitive reserve, the mental armor that protects against diseases like dementia. So maybe it's not the TV itself that's the enemy, but the void it creates in our lives. And here's where I have to call out the elephant in the room. We are talking about TV, but what about TikTok? Instagram scrolling? Endless YouTube rabbit holes? Those are passive too, right? The study didn't test those specifically, but the logic applies. If you're mindlessly consuming content, whether it's a Netflix series or a 15-second dance trend, you're not challenging your brain. Compare that to, say, playing a video game that requires strategy, or taking an online course where you're actively solving problems. One keeps your brain humming, the other puts it on standby. But hold up, let me play devil's advocate here. Is all TV a waste of time? Absolutely not. Documentaries, educational shows, even complex dramas that make you think. Those engage your brain differently than a reality TV train wreck. And hey, sometimes we all need to unwind. Mental health matters too. The danger zone seems to be hours of unbroken, thoughtless viewing that crowds out everything else. Which brings me to my next point, balance. Because here's what the study didn't address, context. What if you watch TV while on a treadmill desk? Or pause every 20 minutes to stretch? Small tweaks could flip the script on this whole TV equals brain damage narrative. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about TV, it's about how we design our lives. The study's authors mention other factors like exercise, diet, and social connection as brain protectors. But the bigger story, in my opinion, is about intentionality. If you're choosing activities that stimulate you, whether that's work, hobbies, or even active screen time, you're winning. The real villain here is autopilot living. So yeah, maybe swap one Netflix night for a board game with friends. Or listen to a podcast while walking. Because it's not about eliminating leisure, it's about redefining it. Alright, let's wrap this up. What's the takeaway? Don't panic, but do pause. That next episode can wait. Go do something that makes your brain sweat, even a little. And next time you pick up the remote, ask yourself, is this feeding my brain, or just my boredom? Let me know in the comments, what's your go-to mentally engaging activity? Drop it below, and if you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button and subscribe. Because staying curious. That's how we keep our brains sharp, and our content fresh.